here tonight to talk about climate change, and what I'm here to do is just give you some of the facts and some of the consequences that a warmer climate might incur, and perhaps some of the things that you as individuals can do to provide a solution. Now, science predicts that if Greenland was to melt, we would see an increase in sea levels of 6 metres. So the people that are least able to deal with climate change, they're the people that live on islands and have huts, are the ones that will bear the brunt of that. Have your drink. Have your drink. Book. Yeah. 9:15 now. You need to be at the workshop by 11:30.
I'm a mum. I have 3 children, 2 of my own and 1 foster child from New Guinea.
What's that? What's that?
I grew up in a little town of about 100 people, 50 k's away from Hamilton. I think I was about 17, and as all teenagers I was pretty keen to get out of the area, so I'd finished year 12 and I travelled on around Australia. I didn't want to be in a small town where there was, life was slower and people knew your business. Now that I'm 32, it's the very things that attracted me back here. I love the fact that people look after each other here in Hamilton, and farming communities. I love farmers. I think the farming community is extraordinary, and they're very resilient and they're very intuitive.
Get up!
My mum and dad were farmers. First of all, we farmed a dairy farm, and then it became a beef and wool farm. When I first came back after 10 years away, I think the thing that struck me first was how dry it had become here.
So this is the floodplains of the Wannon River, which is quite a substantial river system. It's still green yet, but 10 years ago this would have been flooded right from the entire fence line around. We used to actually sneak around the back and come and watch brolgas dance on the swamp here. So it's not really a swamp anymore.
Do we need all this?
Really hit home to me that perhaps there wouldn't be the childhood that I experienced available for my children. And so I thought, well, there must be other people, surely. So I wrote a letter to the Spec, which ended up being a front page article saying, well, if you have concerns, come on down. I'm going to hang out at the local coffee shop. Come on down and maybe we can do something together about lowering our carbon footprint, or at least let's talk about it. Lo and behold, 30 or 40 people turned up and signed up, and it was all sorts of people. It was plumbers and farmers and mothers and teenagers. We brainstormed local projects that could be done in this area, and we found the focus of Walk Against Warming, so that was our major project last year. Our primary function is to keep out the leaders of our community and the community members themselves to keep out their leaders to reduce the carbon footprint of this area. That's the primary function of Future Makers. It's about preserving the future.
Put these in. Yeah.
I think when you have children, you have to find the hope in a situation. You have to look for action. You can't just go straight from awareness to despair. You have to pause in the middle and try and find a solution, because you owe it to children, and your children, everyone's children.
The whole thing is watered through tank water, and we drink the tank water as well. I just pulled out the winter crop, which was broccoli and silver beet and lots of parsley. It's good because you can just come out and pick your dinner.
I'm very aware that every time I get in my car, the impact of me driving will probably be felt by someone in Bangladesh.
Here we are, little kid.
There's no way of separating climate change from any part of your life.
Beep, 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 beep. The difficult thing is that we have a carbon-based business that runs in a carbon-based industry, and so our job that we feel is to make things as efficient as possible. When we built Henry's Hydraulics, I rang up the power company and I said, I want to connect the power and I want 100% renewable, and they said, as a business you can only get 20%. And I was like, well,
what's the go with that? Why is it that I can't have 100% renewable as a business? So Tony and I decided we would just get the power on in our individual names, and so we can have 100% renewable. But it seems a real shame to me that you have to go around the back way to get something done.
Banksia marginata is one of our local ones, and it will cope with really tough conditions. None of the plants that I supply really need to be watered.
One of the things that we're doing is we're planting out all the gardens around our new premises with Indigenous natives.
That's beautiful.
That's the bulbini, and that's Mac. It would be a good one, and then just behind there are a few of the drooping shea oaks.
I love shea oaks. I'm going to go and talk to a farmer who's got some test towers for a wind farm on his farm. We're really interested in helping out renewable energy in this area.
We've had quite a bit of criticism because we're polluting the vista and things, but I just believe it has to happen.
Well, Tom, really, my hat's off to you for being brave and doing it. And we have to use these green technologies, and I love wind farms. There is a community of people that are working on this issue. However, I still think that we're split down the middle. There's still those that are in complete denial, and there's those that are prepared to say, well, let's take some action on this. The thing that I really want to say to the people that live in this area is, if you don't know how beautiful this is, then you really need to take a good look at what you're surrounded by. It's so beautiful and it's so worth protecting. I guess the thing that makes me most sad is that moment really early on in the morning where it's a fresh new day and the world's very quiet. There's that sense that, yes, the world is a very big place and like a woman, it's robust in so many ways, but like a woman, it's fragile in so many ways. And I think there's only so much that we can take from the earth before maybe she won't get back up again. This is bigger than religion, it's bigger than country borders, it's bigger, it's about the future of children, and women essentially know that because we are the life givers.
Papa. Papa.
My hope for the future, my greatest hope for the future, is that women will stand together and that we will say, no, this is not good enough. We can't treat our planet like this. Just stop until we find this solution. And I think the solution's there. We just need to help people with a push to find it.